So much to talk about, and so little time. Today's Friendsim Fridgestuck is all about the Teal bloods. Tagora may derive his name from Tagora, synonym for the Eupterate genus of moths. In Homestuck, moths are often connected to jade bloods and rainbow drinkers, the latter of which Tagora is said to be obsessed with. It could possibly be a reference to Pythagoras, as his sign resembles a triangle, but it could also come from agoraphobia, a fear of potential socially awkward situations that makes one typically afraid to even leave the house. He is called an antisocial climber by his troll call after all. Gorjek could be a modification of Gojek, an Indonesian-based app that offers taxi services, courier services, and even food deliveries, typically using Ojek motorbikes. Both his Hive Swap troll call and Friendsim promos say that if he's talking, you've already lost. In combination with his screen name, Tagora is a parody of Saul Goodman from the TV series Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. Saul Goodman is a con artist turned lawyer, though his methods go from questionable to outright illegal as the show progresses. Tagora is the alternate equivalent to an ambulance chaser, seeking clients at the site of accidents for quick jobs. Presenting himself very clean and professional, his toothy smile truly shows his shark tendencies early on. I mean, he's already charging the MSPA reader for his services, only waiving the fees once he sees a way to milk the reader for future scams. He is very good at paperwork, able to ramble exact prices off the top of his head, and is shown to be an excellent, albeit underhanded, informant. This goes well with his sign, Liga, sign of the dogged, making him a potential Durst dreamer and a hero of space. To be described as dogged reveals Tagora's persistent personality and tenacity, especially while ferreting for information. Yes, his ferret Lucis is a fridge fact. By the end of Friendsim, Tagora is the kismesis of the bookish indigo blood Galaxigasi, though Poinko, Tagora's creator, originally viewed the pair as mate sprits. Friendsim seems to hint at the rivalry between the two as early as Tagora's route in Volume 4, as the reader and the Teal blood have a chance encounter with him, though we don't see him officially. Depending on how the interaction goes, Tagora is either pleased to have caused Galak fear, or is mortified and furious that the reader screwed up his networking opportunity. This pitch crush is confirmed as mutual, as it is the driving force behind Galak's route in Volume 12. Later, their relationship is confirmed canon at the end of Martsti's route in Volume 14. The bad ending, but it's an ending nonetheless. As for other appearances, Tagora reappears in the second bad ending of Tizius' route in Volume 8, revealing the two are classmates that collaborate on projects together, but don't exactly have a friendship. Are the Teals the only ones that go to school? The only time I hear about school at all in Friendsim is when we're in the presence of Teal bloods. Tagora also makes a brief appearance over the phone in one of the bad endings of Tarona's route in Volume 12, ending his friendship with the reader when he discovers they broke into his office. Tagora appears in Hive Swap Act 2, of course, on the Jade Teal train car, and he already knows who the perp is. But he's not willing to share that gem. He's willing to offer his informational services to Joey Clare and Zephyros Trito during the Fresh Teeth trial for a price. Trading him the Allspice, Pogs, and E-batteries will earn you the achievement Siladex Spring Cleaning, and unlocks both the best possible scenario and D-Trans Station trial endings. Though by giving up the batteries, you lock yourself out of getting the achievement Sell Ya Later, as well as the possibility of any achievements involving the batteries in the future. Choose wisely. Tizius likely derives from Tizius, one of the supposed founders of ancient Greek rhetoric, the art of persuasion through speaking and writing. Tizius specialized in legal rhetoric, convincing audiences in trials through elaborate speeches. I say he's a supposed founder of rhetoric, because the only proof we have of Tizius' existence are references made by Aristotle, Plato, and Cicero, centuries after his presumed death. Tizius' caste name, Entic, could derive from Operation Antic, an acronym of Anti-Komunisticzna. Operation Antic involved the complex counter-propaganda activities of the Polish resistance movement against the pro-Soviet and pro-communist Polish Workers' Party during the early 1940s, usually through pamphlets, to expose the lies of the Communist Party and explain the true motives of the Soviets. Tizius is seeking to disrupt and change Alternia's oppressive and hemospectrum-based judicial system, and both her Troll Call and Friendsim promotionals support this. She barely sleeps as she studies like crazy, searching for loopholes in the Alternian legal books, and creating theories of her own in her spare time. Tizius openly explains that she's planning on becoming a force for good when she graduates from school and becomes a legislator, wanting to change the legal system into something more fair for everyone from the inside. She especially is fond of her defensive legislation theory that she gets to test run on the train to Javik Week. Her Troll Call and Friendsim promos also reveal that what Tizius is drinking all the time is not coffee. Most people, including the reader, assume it's some form of alcohol, but as it turns out, it's just water. Tizius doesn't reveal this fact to just anyone, as she says something has to be used as an excuse for her radical ideas. Is that girl saying something heretical? Nah man, she's just drunk. Though the mug is certainly reminiscent of Ace Attorney's own Diego Armando, aka Godo, though the signature white mug is more of a Godo shtick. Timeline-wise, Diego was the senior defense lawyer assisting Mia Fey's first trial in Turnabout Beginnings, and Tizius serves as Joey's mentor for the trial on the train. Fellow Teal blood and wannabe legislator Terezi Pyrope is also based loosely on Godo, so it just fits. Tizius' sign is Leaser, sign of the Charmer, connecting her to Prospect Dreamers and making her a potential blood player, like Karkat Vantas, and, notably for this situation, Kankri Vantas. The only time that we hear about the Sufferer and the Summoner at all in Friendsim is from Tizius on her route, revealing her to be sympathetic to Troll Jesus and the Summoner's plights for a better Alternia. Tizius' ideals and plans put her at odds with her mate sprite Stelsa Seziat, who is very chained to the status quo. It's a discussion that Tizius is eager to have with her, considering that she leaves her theories, notes, and materials out in the open where Stelsa can see them. But neither troll is willing to be the one to start that difficult conversation just yet. Tizius is more of a realist once you get past the surface, as she readily admits that Alternia is so screwed up that the best she can do is to do enough small things to hopefully cause the change she seeks in the future. Especially since the big movements like what the Sufferer had done only cause death and backlash from the condescension. As for other appearances, Tizius reappears more than any other Hive Swap troll. She appears in Volume 12 for the good end of Tarona's route, thanking the reader for tipping her off to the nosy Teal blood girl's antics. She also appears in both of Volume 17's routes, specifically the bad ending for Nike Mula's route and the good ending for Daria Jonejet's route, where she also becomes a balancing positive friend and ally for the edgy rebellious Jade. Naturally, she also appears in Hive Swap Act 2 on the Jade Teal car. She uses the Jade caste drama as a controlled experiment for her defensive legislation theory. She acts as Joey's cool-headed coach and mentor during the trial, though, like most trolls on the car, she cares very little about actual justice, since she already knows who did the deed way in advance. No. What matters to Tizius is that there was some semblance of peace and acceptance from all the parties involved, brought about by her law rhetoric. The decision came about in a less draconic fashion than usual, and therefore was a success in her eyes, regardless if the correct party was punished. While she's pleased by the outcome, Joey the Earthling is appalled, as she can't help but compare Alternia's idea of justice over 20th century America's version. Tegiri Kalber has Japanese ties, clearly, but what his name means specifically is not certain. Depending on the kanji, Tegiri could mean hand-cut or obligation. Considering that he feels responsible to punish evildoers by his blade, either name seems fitting. His caste name could be a reference to caliber, as in top caliber, something Tegiri clearly thinks himself as. Caliber could also be a callback to Excalibur, aka Caliburn, the famous sword of Arthurian legend. Wouldn't be the first time it's been brought up in Homestuck. Both Tegiri's Troll Call and Friendsim promos label the Teal as a weeby, mall ninja sort of guy, which holds up, as his dialogue is riddled with anime references and "I studied the blade" type monologues. He's a huge fan of Eastern Alternian animation, his hive being littered with body pillows and figurines of his favorite waifus, organized by blood color, of course. Tegiri is also a weeb of many controversial opinions he'll gladly share with you, like insisting the 4Kids English dub of One Piece is the best. No wonder he's not welcome in any other anime club. He even cosplays from Alternia's Naruto equivalent during his day-to-day, as he's shown wearing violet-colored contacts reminiscent of the Sharingan from the Uchiha clan. The otaku even affects Friendsim's art, as Tegiri is shown in the style of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures on the selection screen, and his first game over end screen references a disappointed Asuka from the end of Evangelion. Besides his loyal Shiba monkey Lucis Tadashi Inu, Tegiri is shown to be good friends with best girl Polypa Gozi. Having rescued Polypa from the wreckage of her burning hive sweeps earlier, Tegiri is secretly displeased at his show of weakness towards the girl, as by the laws of Alternia, the weak are meant to be culled, and Teals follow the rules. End of story. He believes that the two of them are destined to fight to the death at some point, but at the moment, the pair watch anime on the regular with a healthy level of teasing. It's even insinuated that Tegiri has some sort of warm crush on Polypa, as he hides his displeasure when Polypa calls the reader her moirail, and quickly makes an excuse for his own singleness. Though, hidden behind him on his hive's computer screen, it shows a frame of what looks to be a dating sim with Polypa in it. I mean, on the Jade Teal car, it's noted that submissive 2D cat girls are his ideal waifu. Tegiri's sign is Libertarius, sign of the hidden, making him a potential Durst dreamer and hero of Void, like Equius and Roxy. Mall ninja of the hidden Void clan, I guess. As for other appearances, Tegiri shows up with the other Friendsim Teals in the Jade Teal car in Hive Swap Act 2. Tegiri is next to no help during the trial, at first considering Joey Claire unworthy to interact with, and later on the stand, potentially wastes considerable time and goodwill as he mocks Hatch to dance in front of everyone. Someone is attention-starved. Though he later assists Joey during her errands with the Purple Bloods, allowing her to borrow his tanto and fake his death to the High Blood Clowns. Whew, that's the first half of all the fridge facts I have for the teal-blooded trolls of Friendsim. I apologize that this video is going to be a two-parter, because goodness. So please forgive me if I decided to leave out a few headcanons for the sake of time, or if I just didn't think it would be relevant. Join me next time when we cover the second half of the teal-blooded trolls of Friendsim, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye! And to be honest, he's what in the business call a butterface. I just read butterface in a Homestuck related video game. Goodness.
Hey there. Consider becoming a patron, just like the phenomenal Bleed Red and Alexandra Modelon.